Hello, welcome to the Empowered Podcast. My name is Deacon. I'm so delighted that you are here. And honestly, I'm so delighted that I get to be here too. This has been such a highlight of my week each week since I've been recording these. And it just makes my heart so happy to know that you're there tuning in as well. So, welcome. Hello. I hope you're having a beautiful day. Today, we are going to dive into intuition and entrepreneurship, which, as with every other topic we've gone through in this intuition mini series, there's so many ways that we can look at this. There's so many different aspects that we can speak about, but I'm just going to allow myself to do a bit of a riff on it. I have been working as an entrepreneur for, I think, over 12 years or so. And before that, when I was in university, I did my university a commerce degree. I got a bachelor's of commerce with a focus in marketing. And I just always loved business. I've always loved the aspect of creating something from an idea. Like the fact that it just simply starts with a thought and then it gets created into sometimes something tangible or a service that is making a difference in somebody's life. It's just such a beautiful thing. So I want to talk about the experience of entrepreneurship and the immense role that having an open dialogue and communication with your intuition plays, especially if you're doing something within your work or you're starting and embarking on something that is of service to others. So not just like necessarily selling a product per se. I mean something that is uplifting and elevating somebody else's life. I mean something that is allowing their body to flow with more ease. I mean something that is reconnecting them to their heart or bringing them into deeper connection with their relationships, with their family members, with their partner. Something that is elevating and expanding other aspects of humanity. That's really what I want to talk about, because let's be honest. If you're here and if you are a business owner or you're embarking on a journey, chances are it's somewhere along those lines. Now, before I dive into this, there's just something a little bit personal that I want to share with you. So I am primarily, I guess, a stay-at-home mom. There's something about that term that I've never fully resonated with, because I don't know, it feels like a term to describe something that feels so natural to me. Since having my baby, he's going to be 3 in 2 months, obviously my life is changed. It has been completely transformed. But the thought of leaving the house to be apart from him has not really been something that I've desired. It's not, I just so deeply appreciate our bond and our connection. And I love being his primary caregiver. I love being the person that he turns to when he's sad, when he's excited, whenever anything is going on. And I love being the one that knows what he's talking about. When he's talking about the green ball that he was playing with the other day, I know what green ball it is because I was there with him. There's something really special in that. That being said, one of the challenges that I came up across when I knew that my inner guidance, my intuition was telling me that my primary purpose, my primary role, at least in these early years, is to be home with my baby, was what do I do with my business? Like, what is that going to look like? Because let's be honest, holding space for other people and some of the emotional challenges they're going through, coaching them through some experiences in life, recording a podcast, it's just not really something you can do when you have a toddler screaming in the background telling you that he wants some food or asking for you to do a puzzle with him or whatever. It was really challenging for me to even imagine what a work-life balance could look like for me. And my baby didn't begin going to any sort of like formal daycare until January of this year. So he would have been just over 2. So for 2 years, I was home with him every single day as his primary caregiver. I did have a support with my husband, who has a flexible job because he owns his own company. And then I had support with my mother-in-law, who lives on the property, who sometimes is here and very accessible to help us and sometimes is traveling. So I did have support. And I was able to work with some one-on-one clients, but it wasn't until I felt between myself and my baby that we were ready for a slightly bigger transition of separateness or distance from each other that I embarked on putting him in daycare. Now, I think this is really important because if you are a woman, a mother who has the opportunity to stay home with her babies. I know it's not accessible for everybody. And I'm kind of hesitating in the way that I say that because I know it's not accessible for everybody, but I also know that a lot of women are making choices that may or may not be intuitively guided from within and may or may not be influenced by external aspects of life. But I'm not going to dive into all that right now. What I'm saying is when you allow yourself to have an open dialogue with your intuition, especially as a mother, which is just such a magical experience to be able to tune into your intuition while engaging with the energetic sphere and the auric field of your baby. It allows you to do things on your own timeline. There is a lot less of, okay, the calendar year is coming to an end. My 12 months, my 18 months of maternity leave is up now. I need to adjust things. I need to figure all this out. When you live intuitively guided, you get to create your own timeline. And sometimes this is really challenging because sometimes you have to simply trust in the unknown. And I would say for those first 2 years, when I didn't quite know what my business or my work or my service was going to look like outside of my baby, I ended up with a lot of questions of like, who am I other than mom? Who am I if I'm not serving my people? Who am I if all I do is spend my time with my baby when, no one else wants to hear about the things he's doing all day long? It's only important to me and to my husband. I could tell him. It was a really, it was hard. It was a hard time. But the thing that I appreciated the most about my journey through that is because I'd done so much work in developing my relationship with my intuition and my trust in the nonlinear timeline, I knew I wouldn't be in that vortex forever. I knew I wouldn't be in the unknown forever, that eventually I would feel that internal impulse to take an action. So when I did, when it was a couple months after he turned 2, someone had mentioned a daycare person to me. It sounded like a perfect fit. Sent a text, met one time, boom. He's in the daycare. He loves it. It was such an easy transition because I waited to feel that inner impulse from within. Now, when it comes to entrepreneurship, it's the same thing. If you think about your business, it is an energetic entity. It's like its entire own being that you have created and crafted and cultivated from your thoughts, from your ideas, from the work that you've put in. If you have a business similar to mine, let's say you've created a website for yourself, whether it's for products or services, that website was not there before. You created it. So you've created this entire entity, but it's an energetic entity. Just like our bodies, we appear to be solid form, but when you really get into the biology of it, we're actually just this mass amount of cells that are interacting with each other to appear solid. Same goes with your business. It is the continuous energy that you put into it, the thoughts, the visions, the excitement, the joy, the desires, all of it wrapped up into what you're creating. And then the interactions with your customers and what you receive from them and what you give to them. And so I say this because it's so much more than you start a business, you follow steps A through Z, and then you're successful. Now, in the past, years ago, I have led many different business trainings and masterminds and different things for individuals who are in spiritually focused or conscious focused entrepreneurship journeys. They have been amazing. And so I have quite a bit of a background in working with other women in their businesses, and I really do truly love it. But one of the things that I see with a lot of women, and I've experienced it in myself as well, and it comes up in different variations, is the desire for something like a plug and play practice. I want a business where I have the idea, I put a little bit of effort in, and then boom, money is rolling in. Like I just want it to be that seamless. And it can be if you're in the true energetic connection that is required for you to manifest such an experience. I feel like if some of the things that I talk about here don't make complete sense for you, please know that you're invited to join me in the intuition series of the course that I have. I'm running a live version of it coming this September 21st, 2025. And it just goes a lot deeper into what our intuition is, what our soul energy is, how it communicates with us, what our blocks are that we're creating with our personality and our ego, how we can start to move. Like, it goes into all these pieces. So I feel like sometimes when I speak on the podcast, if I talk about something and you receive it, but you don't quite understand it, take that as an invitation to come and join us in the course, okay? Because it gives us an opportunity for a much more like interactive discussion together, and we can dive into what questions you do have about it and start actually implementing it into your life. Okay, just a little side note. At the end of this podcast, I will also be sharing with you a coupon code so you can get 50% off that course, the Intuition Series. Okay, so coming back to your business. A lot of women, a lot of people just want an opportunity to make money. But even taking a look at money, money is just a human-made construct that we have decided this is how we exchange energy for goods and services. It's nothing more than that. It's just energy. And yes, we need it. I get it. Trust me, when I was at home for 2 years and I wasn't working or barely working, bringing only little bits here and there in, of course we had to make changes in our household and the way that we were living our lives because the money was not coming in as much. That energy coming into the household was different. Therefore, we adjusted. It's not as hard as it sounds. It's really possible. When you desire to receive money from your business, if it's coming from a deeply intuitive place and you're really aligned with who you are and what your purpose is and why you're of service in that way, the money can come with ease. There are countless ways, like infinite number of ways that you can earn money, that you can receive money through your business, that you can be of service through your business. There isn't just a like one size fits all. And it's just constantly growing and changing, which is why if you constantly focus your energy externally on your business coach to tell you what to do, on the course that you're taking to give you the exact steps to take, on, do you know what I mean? Like when you're looking outside of you for someone to guide you or tell you exactly what to do, you will get lost. It will be confusing. And there will be times that you do exactly what someone else says and it doesn't work because it's not from you. You are the creator. You are the service provider. You are the one that is holding the energetic frequency of that which you have created. Therefore, your energetic frequency is what allows it to connect with other people. You see what I'm saying? And this happens in physical products and it happens in services. Most of my background is in services, so there are some aspects of physical products that I can't speak directly to. However, I wrote a beautiful book. I sold hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of copies, and I had a friggin' great time in the process. I remember having the book launch for Feminine Warrior, and it was so much fun. I remember having a really special live Zoom call when I was announcing I think it was the cover of it. Here, in case you don't know, this is my baby Feminine Warrior. I remember having a Zoom call to display what the cover art was going to be, and it was just so much fun. And this is a key that I want you to tune into when it comes to your business. If you're not having fun, what are you doing? And actually, let's take that even beyond business. In life, if you're not having fun, and I don't mean that you need to be laughing hysterically or staying up late every single night. I don't mean fun like that. If you're not finding joy, if you're not connecting to a sense of gratitude, if you're not feeling uplifted or inspired in your life or your business, chances are you're not present. You're focused on something in the future, like perhaps in your business, I need 100 customers to make my bottom line. I really want to find 3 new clients to come in. I have to fill up this month's worth of massage appointments I have, whatever it might be. You have this gripping need for something in the future, and you believe in that moment that if that happens, you will be happy, but it's in the future and you're here now. Or You're cycling through experiences you've had in the past, and your psyche, your inner world, your ego is telling you why you're never going to be successful. It's never going to happen for you like it happened for them. What are you even doing making this, like putting the effort in like this? You're wasting your time. Just go get a job. Anyone else had those inner thoughts? I've definitely had all of them. When we're focused in the future or the past, we're missing out on all the magic that lives right here. Right here. And even for an example, as I record this podcast, obviously I know that in the linear timeline, you're going to listen to this in a different moment than right now. But I'm interacting with you as though you are here with me right now, because this is the present moment. And in the moment that you listen is the present moment. So when you receive the energetic transmission from my words to your being, it is in the present moment. You picking up what I'm putting down? When we allow ourselves to be present, we don't have attachment to what we need, because in the present moment, unless we are in absolute vital danger in that moment, honestly, life's pretty good. Like if your tummy's full and you're not freezing cold or sweating or like to skin and bones, it's pretty good. If you have people that you love, or if you're in a space surrounded by objects or items that bring you a sense of gratitude or joy, honestly, it's quite beautiful. And so it's when it comes to your business, I like to look at it as more of come to the present moment, fill yourself with gratitude, overflow in your sense of presence, and then act from the impulses you receive there. Not a matter of, okay, so I need this many clients. I need to make it happen like this. These are the steps I'm going to take. I'll start by doing this. Boom. If that's your only focus, it's going to be kind of like energetically empty because you're just following steps. When you can allow yourself to step into your presence of the moment and act from that place, everything that you share or speak or create is going to have that much more potency, consciousness present within it. And that's what other people are going to feel or receive or be drawn to. I wish that you and I wish we were actually in like conversation right now so I could just pause and be like, okay, where are you at? What are you feeling? What are you receiving? Do you have questions? So let's say this, if you're listening and you do have questions, please know you can reach out to me. Just send me an Instagram message at Deanna Deacon Coaching, or find me on Facebook and send me a message. I would love to hear what's coming up for you. Now, here's the next piece that I want to share. There is value in strategy in business. So what I just said previously kind of equated to the fact that having some form of strategy isn't the number one thing to do, and it isn't. However, obviously in business, there is benefit to having strategy. And one of the simple reasons that we do need to have some form of strategy is just to keep ourselves motivated. The human mind that monkey mind is constantly going. If you're not working towards something, you often just don't even understand why you're doing it. And a lot of us are not yet at that level of consciousness where we can literally just come into full present moment and then know exactly what to do moving forward. A lot of us do need like a little bit of a goalpost that we're working towards. So this is why I say that when it comes to our business, when it comes to our work, when it comes to our service, you need a blend of strategy and soul. And soul obviously is the way that you communicate through your intuition. And that's the part of you that is connected to the divine, the essence of you, that like this business strategy is such a small component to the infinite wisdom that is accessible through your soul. So really, we want to allow that soul to come through us and to guide us into whatever type of strategy we're creating, which is why it needs to be a blend. If you're all strategy and no soul, there's no heart. It's flat, it's empty. If you're all soul, but not quite like conscious enough to actually move forward in that way, then you might just like hang out in the ethers for a while and not feel grounded and not actually create anything. Or maybe you just create a million different things, but none of them actually gain traction because you don't have any consistency or no like grounding or footing or basis to work from. I have experienced myself in both ends of those spectrums and seen others do the same too. So just so you know, I'm not, it's just such a big spectrum. There's just so many different ways. And stepping into entrepreneurship is an incredible opportunity for your own spiritual growth. Trust me. Another piece of your intuition with your business is, I kind of talked about this a little bit before, but it's practicing the concept of non-attachment. And this is something that I introduce in the intuition series. It's one of the modules. And this is something that, like, I personally am still working on my own experience of non-attachment, especially now becoming a mother. The actual concept of genuine, full and true, pure non-attachment it's not accessible to me right now. Like, I have a tiny human who is dependent on me. I am his safe place. I am his primary caregiver, and I want it that way. So practicing non-attachment is in itself a big conversation. But practicing non-attachment within your business can be a really potent way to get into the receiving energy. If you create a goal, say you want to earn $5,000 in a month, if that goal is based from a place of, I need money, how am I going to pay my bills? This doesn't make sense. I need to buy myself new things. Like, I need, I want, but it's from that place of inner lack. I don't have this now, and I need this. If I have this, then life will be better. When it comes from that place, you're actually activating a repellent energy from that money to flow to you. When you can come from a place of, wow, life is magnificent and incredible and amazing, even with all of its challenges. And I am so curious about how money is going to find its way to me this month, this year, whatever. I'm so curious, or I'm just so excited to see what opportunities I'm going to receive or I'm going to step into that maybe allow me to receive money, maybe allow me to receive goodness or abundance or exchange of some kind. I'm in a place of excitement and joy to witness the miracles that are coming my way. Can you feel that little bit of a shift? From I don't have and I need, therefore I will take action, to I'm full and I desire more because it feels so good and I'm open to receiving the ways in which that will come to me. You see that difference there? One is a little bit more like locked in, attached to an outcome, need it, not having enough right now, needing something in the future. And the other is, I don't need for anything in this moment. I feel so full of gratitude and I'm open to more. So when I talk about non-attachment, when I talk about attachment, that's a lot more of the gripping, the lack, the need, that I better make that $5,000 this month otherwise. That's that attachment. And then practicing non-attachment is much more of coming into presence in the moment and letting yourself feel the magnificence of it and being curious as to what will transpire from that place. And I can guarantee you, you are going to manifest so much more that brings you joy when you start from a place of joy. It's incredible. Like, the universe is so magical. It's so beautiful. I love it so much. There are many, many, many more things that I want to share on this topic, but I'm going to keep it a little bit shorter today. If you are in your journey of entrepreneurship and you are seeking a little bit of additional support, this is nothing official that I have right now, but if you would like to explore like 1 or 2 coaching sessions, just kind of dive into where you're at right now and see if we can see some of those hidden blind spots, please just reach out to me and let me know. I have a little bit of space over the next couple of months, not a lot, but I really, really deeply enjoy helping others help others. So if your work is providing a sense of like elevation to humanity and you require a little bit of support to gain some clarity, to maybe hear your intuition a bit more clearly, maybe to understand how to blend that strategy with soul, then I'm here. Just reach out and we can explore that. Now, for the rest of you, for everybody else, You know where you're going to want to be in the next few weeks. You know you're going to want to join the Intuition Series course. This is the opportunity for us to gather together to have these types of conversations, but an actual more conversation. We can actually speak a little bit more about it. In the Intuition Series, and the live version I'm running starts September 21st, 2025. So make sure you're registered before that. You're going to have a blend of the actual 5 modules of the course where we're going to go through one each week. And then additionally, we're going to have a live call together where it's going to be like this, where you're going to get a chance to ask questions. We can have conversation. We can celebrate and honor the shifts and the changes that are happening in your life and witness you and hold you in the parts that are feeling a little bit, maybe a little bit icky or like a little sticky and hard to move through. It's an opportunity to dive deeply into this work, into your inner world, but to do so in community, which to me is always the most important. And the fact is, I live in a small community, so doing online virtual work like this is sometimes the most accessible way to be able to have that sense of community. So that's why I'm doing it this way, so that those of you who are listening, regardless of where you are physically, we can be together during this program. So the Intuition Series, the live version starts September 21st, 2025. If you use the coupon code podcast50, you're going to get 50% off the course. Please note, the course has lifetime access. I'm doing a live version of it in September, in this month of September. And outside of that, you can either go through all the modules again in the future whenever you feel that impulse from within to explore it. And if I run a live version of this again, if I feel so intuitively guided to do so, you'll be invited complimentary, no additional charge, because you are alumni. Keep that in mind. So your investment now in this present moment can continue to serve you ongoing, potentially for years and years to come.